as soon as my mom died, I took my bereavement and then I jumped right back and I went right back to work. I just wanted to like just get on with my life, get back to training. Um, but then my sister, she was going overseas. She's a very talented actress and singer, and
Cool.
yeah, I call her the biggest waste of Canadian talent because she.
I don't know if that's a compliment or.
It is
Sure.
because she loves just kind of doing these like she'll just be singing with a cover band overseas and whatever. She has an awesome life and yeah, she comes and goes and does her thing. So anyway, she was when I went back to work, my mom took care of my grandma. Um, so when I went back to work, it was kind of my little sister's she was the go-to for my grandma. And obviously I'm back and forth all the time to Niagara, but I was stressed out about it because she was going away overseas. So I was like, you know what? I got to get my shit sorted. I'm living in Oshawa, trying to commute to Niagara and working full time and trying to train. So I was like, fuck this. I took an unpaid leave for 2 months, which was scary because I wasn't getting paid. And I'm just going to chill in Niagara. I'm going to train at Parabellum and I'm just going to take my time, man. And it worked out good at that time because like almost didn't realize the grieving process. And I thought I was good. And then just the longer it went, it was almost like a PTSD, like shit that didn't bother me the whole time that she was dying. She was in palliative care for 3 months and we handled it so well. Like we joked about it. She honestly, she joked about her death. It was the bravest shit I've ever experienced and witnessed. And I don't think that I'll ever witness anything else that fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
Hard like Mom Garbs. So I took the 2 months off work because I just want to hang out with my grandma. And during that time, I guess I had no internet at the house, no TV. I set some goals and it worked out good because I was actually training for the fight I had in November. So I had September, October off. And I just trained, got ready for that, hung out with my grandma and smashed some goals, man. And I totally was outside of my comfort zone and I think it really helped me with the grieving process. Yeah.
What kind of goals did you have?
This is I no actually not many people know this. I've only shared it with a couple people, and I'm coming out here. But I wanted to set some goals other than physical goals because
Okay.
I'm going to the gym a couple times a day no matter what,
Yeah.
and that's not hard for me.
It's not like go harder.
Yeah. Like what?
Then you
Okay.
get a better sweat.
Right. So I'm just like, okay, I want to make some use of this time. What can I do? So, one of the biggest goals that I'm really happy I accomplished was either play. I used to play trumpet growing up. My grandpa taught me. So it's like play trumpet an hour a day, or
Cool.
write an hour a day. And I didn't play trumpet at all for 2 months. I wrote every day for an hour a day.
Very cool.
Sometimes I would just sit I had a little station set up and I would just sit there and stare, but I wouldn't leave. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to do this. Even if I only write whatever, a fucking sentence. And sometimes it would only be a sentence. Sometimes I would just go off. And my main goal was I heard it was a thing, to, when you're grieving, to write about everything that's kind of like you're feeling. And my mom was, you say, oh, your mom died and like that. That's fucking sad. You hear people say that, but it's like, she wasn't just my mom, she was like my best friend,
of course,
the love of my life for, my whole life, the love of my life. So I would actually dodge it. So I wanted to write about my mom. I didn't want to forget anything. I wanted to write about all that shit that was fucked up. Those 3 months that she was in palliative care that I handled so well, that was hitting me so hard then. I was like, this is fucked up. Like I didn't realize, I guess that was my first experience of PTSD. I obviously I know it's a different form of, you hear like, fuck, I have dudes that have gone overseas and they have PTSD, and that's legit and it's different. I get it, but this is, I guess, just a different form. So I was dealing with that. And so I would dodge writing about my mom. I'd start writing shit, and then I'd just sit there and cry. And then, okay, I'll go write about something else, whatever I was thinking about, or whatever, right? And just go back and forth, and or just sit there. And after 2 months, I wrote a lot of little, you know, little shit that I came to conclusions that I maybe wouldn't have came to if I was still at work, if I was still, just burying my thoughts and shit. And fuck, I sold my house in Oshawa. I was like, why am I doing this? I bought this big 3-bedroom house on a corner lot in an old people's neighborhood. Because I was just stuck in that kind of like, I guess, American dream mindset. I was just like, oh yeah, I need this. Like, I want to be accomplished. This is what I need. But it's like, that's not me, man. I barely live there. I was living in Niagara all the time. It's like, I don't need this. Before that, I had,
Which is really good self-awareness to have.
you know what? It is. And I couldn't believe the shit. I was like, I've never actually, I was realizing that I wasn't really honest with myself about stuff. So I was really becoming aware, like you said, yeah, of just don't lie to yourself.
I think a lot of people find themselves either doing things or making decisions based on external, rather than like the internal. Like, what's actually going to really make me happy and content? Like, what do I need compared to what I want? Like, what am I trying to prove by doing this? And it's almost like the old saying, like, know thyself.
Yeah.
Like, are you just chasing things that you think are going to bring you happiness? But it's just like a cycle of like, okay, well, like, I got that, but now what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? And then there's like this endless game of you chasing more and more and more.
Yeah.
And oh my god, a dog here. Right? And you can be doing that rather than just taking the time, like, hey, what do I actually want? What am I actually trying to accomplish? What's going to make me happy? What's going to make me just like content with life? And doing that. And it means living in a 1-bedroom or.
Which I'm doing now. I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment, renting. And I'm so happy. I'm 20 minutes from the gym. I'm an hour from my grandma. And yeah, I got my shit sorted. I sold my house. I took a hit. I don't give a fuck. So I just didn't want the stress.
Yeah.
Whatever. And yeah, I'm so happy I did that. And it was, a good 2 months, man. And I had a bunch of, I had other goals too. And one of them was because my grandma was she was my girl growing up. She was like our babysitter, right? So when my parents were working, we'd be with her. And even when I was in high school, I was still having sleepovers with her. My friends would be going to parties and shit. I was like, no, I'm gonna hang out with my grandparents tonight.
That's awesome.
Seriously, yeah. So she's my girl. But when my mom was sick and when she was going through all this shit, like I couldn't handle her negativity, and I was just she would be so negative.
Just like
just kind of like I didn't understand it at the time, but fuck, man, like that's your kid dying, and she's the rock of the family. And at the time I was like, well, fuck, like stop being so fucking negative,
Yeah, like it's hard for everyone.
It's hard for everyone. But shit, I can't imagine how she would feel like watching your kid. It's hard watching your parent die, but watching your kid die and not being able to do anything about it, or she was thinking that she should go, like why her, she should be going first before. I get it. But I didn't get it until she was actually gone. And I kind of like was okay with this, and then it's like, you know what, I got to be there for her. Like I got to let her do her shit and grieve, and too, because I have people in my life, I have friends, I have a family that I can vent to and grieve with, but she doesn't have anybody. She has us. And for me to be an asshole and think, stop being so goddamn negative, and so.
But it's tricky because you grieve a certain way.
Yeah.
She grieves a certain way.
Yeah.
Her grieving's affecting your grieving.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But so once I wrapped my head around that, I was like, it was kind of like we rekindled our relationship. So every night I was going over, we watched movies, like, I'd bring her snacks and groceries and shit. And we'd just hang out. And it was just like, kind of like how I was when I was a teenager. And yeah, so it rekindled our relationship. And now, instead of dreading having to go see her, I'm like, look forward to it. So, because I was dreading when my mom was sick, I was dreading having to put, time in because she'd be so damn negative. But no, now I love it. Again. Yeah.
Did you have that conversation with her like off the bat quite a bit?
No,
or is it just more like internal, like?
No, I think because she would say to me, she said when my mom died, she thought she wasn't going to see me anymore because I would go over with my mom to just like get her whatever she needed or whatever. But she said she didn't think she was going to see me. And I said, Grams, honestly, I was so consumed with my mom that I didn't want to see anybody else. Like, and my friends know that. And my grandma knew that too. For the longest time. Like, I didn't have many, I have my close friends and whatever, but everyone knew that. Yeah. Just that's what I did. I was just, days off, I would go. That and, yeah. So, yeah, we hatched it out.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Right. Just taking those positives.
Yeah.
Out of the worst case scenarios. Right.
Yeah. And they say too, when you lose somebody in the family, like or the rock of the family, even, you kind of go to get closer to the other ones in your family, right? So.
Those are the two decisions, right? Two options, right? You either get closer or you guys go further apart. And what's going to keep you guys stronger? What's going to make you guys happier, right?
Yeah.
Coming together and being that big support system for one another is going to make it easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. And that way you can look back at the good times you had and just think with that, right? It's the memories that are going to last forever, and it's never going to be an easy thing. Like I can't imagine. I can empathize and sympathize, but like until that happens to me, like it's going to be one of those things that, again, the same concept. My mom's like my best friend. Like she's the one person I can really talk to, and it's just, it's just when it happens, or if it happens, it's going to be the worst thing, but you're gonna make it through.
Yeah. Like
anything, it always gets easier, and that's the way you got to look at life. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get easier, and there's gonna be those moments that you look back and they're even more special.
Yeah, and it's, I guess, I don't know if it's fucked up to say it or not, but it's like I feel like she helped me, my mom, because she died at this point in my life, and the way she did, and watching her, that I just feel so like that was there's nothing that's going to be harder. So now anything that I face in my life, it's like, whatever, nothing's going to be harder than watching her go through what she did.
Of course.
And watching her be as gangster as she was. So if I'm doing something or I'm getting pissed off about something, I think about her, like, well, what she did. What would she do? To have that now to get me through life, it's pretty fucking lucky. Pretty fortunate,
It's really cool.
Yeah.
To kind of take that perspective away, right?
Yeah. Shit. Did anyone cry on your podcast yet? Did anyone?
No one's cried yet.
I'm a first.
We're only 4 in though.
Shit.
Well, my goal is to make people cry though.
Is it?
No, of course not. Right?